partner gives me a force, and I want to have enough so that you push a little bit more. It's enough to sort of rock me back if I'm not grounding myself. And then from there, I get the float, and then you give me more force. And as I was doing that, as I did the Fajin, his aura flared. So there's this moment of whoop, and at the peak moment. So as the energy peaks and you're paying attention to those edges, there's a ramp up of energy. And because you're extending and ramping up in your system, you ramp up in the eyes, and you see the flare in the aura. And it's a bit like a electric waveform. It's a bit lightning, jagged on the flares as you put the jinn. It's not waving in the field because the wave energy is slower and the spikes are faster. So the moment you break from a gentle stream this, just a little bit you speed up just a little bit quicker. It pops out in the eye consciousness, so you see it more clearly, like forces out of the eyes. So when you're doing a Fajin exercise, use your eyes as well to tune in and control the energy and direct the energy with the eyes, and you start feeling with the eyes before you see with the eyes, but then the sight just switches on. So what I want you to do is have your partner push on you just strong enough to be able to push you back on the chair, or if you're standing up to have enough force, and then float them, and then really tune the eyes, and then pulse with the eyes and the fascia together, and pay attention to these flares. It's like it's a zigzag pattern that flares up around the shoulders, because the shoulders get an excessive engagement, and the energy just does that around the shoulders. If you're looking about 6 inches off the shoulder as you do it, I found that as it rises, you're in the right. Your eyes are pointed at the right place, just for enough peripheral vision to catch it. And you'll notice that if a person's about to injure themselves, it's like that flare can be quite strong. So you see it and go, oh, better pull back, otherwise this person's going to injure it. So when you bounce them, or whether they're feeding you and their energy system sparks, you get a sense of, don't want to go too far because they're going to tear something. And the energy system goes into a little bit of chaos when you're doing something a person's not familiar. So that flaring up is stronger on people who've never done this before, when you run a lot of energy through them, because it's so unfamiliar. They go, oh, what's that? They get that little bit of a shock effect, and then that is much more visible in the aura. And the way a person responds physically has an astral response. So if a person is a little bit shocked, they're a little bit, what the hell was that? And you get that confusion, it shows in their energy because it's showing in their body and their behavior. So whatever conditions creates a bit of a shock, a bit of a jolt, a little bit of a sudden release, and catches the person's balance and throws them, that's obviously much more visible, because the aura is going to be doing the same thing. If they're in a state of a sudden change, the aura will be in a state of sudden change, and that's more visible, easier to see. Once you catch that, then you just release on that frequency, and you'll catch the smaller, more subtle reflections of the aura as well. So it's just like a little hack or a door to pass through to feel that frequency and start tuning into it a little bit more.